All right, Robert's question is up next. It says, how do Brian and Bo feel about home renovations? Are there home renovation guidelines for financial mutants?
Okay, I'll let you, I'll start. Two things, because it popped into a question we had earlier today. There is, you need to go educate yourself on return on investment, so that you know kind of what you're getting yourself into with any home renovation. Because some things, I mean, the common sense things like kitchens usually do well, master bathrooms do really well, and that you'll get a good return on investment. In the past, I always used to pick on swimming pools. You're pretty much 50 cents on the dollar is just washing away just from the fact that you're doing it. But post-COVID, I don't know that it's still the same metric that it was, before what was going on with swimming pools.
Some of that's community specific
but
stuff.
It leads to my second point. That's the math homework. The second part is, what is the benefit the non-financial benefit you and your family will get out of something? One of the things that breaks my heart that I see people do, I'm always like, is that the right way to do things? Right before somebody sells their house, they will go and they'll renovate they'll make
do the back patio.
They'll do the patio. They'll do the master bathroom. They'll do the kitchen, and then they sell the house and move out. And I'm like, if they'd have done that while they lived there, they might have gotten some benefit out of that. They got the instead of having to do all this other stuff. So take into account what has the return on investment, but then also what are the non-financial benefits you'll get out of this project. Because if you have a happy spouse and your kids and all these other things, there's
Priceless.
a lot of benefits to you doing some of these things if they really are the solution to some of the things you're experiencing with your day-to-day life.
And you have to figure out, so you asked specifically, how do we feel about home renovations? My thought is, for some people they make sense, for some people they don't make sense. And because of all of the things that Brian just said, some people say, hey, I don't want to spend any money in this house. I want to go travel. I want to go see the world. Or I want to do that. That's awesome. Some people say, hey, you know what? I don't need to go on these elaborate vacations. I'm trying to make home like a vacation. I'm trying to make it the thing that I want to be, and so I can spend every day in it. I think what you have to also do is, while you're factoring all that stuff in, you have to be true to yourself about how wise of a financial decision this is. For example, you said pool. You want to put a pool in the backyard, your kids might love it, and it might create so many memories, and it might be amazing. But if you've not been saving, and you've not been building towards retirement, and you've not been establishing a solid foundation, and you make the decision, rather than doing that, I'm going to do the pool, again, I don't want you to sacrifice family memories, but I don't want you to also sacrifice your future well-being for enjoyment today. That's the opposite of deferred gratification. But if you've done all the stuff and you recognize, okay, I've done the things I'm supposed to do. I've done the things I'm supposed to be doing. I've been saving money. I'm adding, I'm doing the right things. I'm going to make a consumption choice to improve the house so that it's more utilitarian for our family. I love that. I think that's great. I think that's something that you should do, so long as you do the research to make sure you're not adding dumb stuff that's just throwing money in the trash can.
You just said something there that triggered him. If you're doing abundance goals, like I'll tell you, experience share. I heard of an employee that left a job, and then when they went to the new job, they took a rollover. They basically distributed out their 401k to put a swimming pool in the backyard. And I always like, ooh, gosh, it just made me cringe just thinking about it. Be honest with yourself. That's what I wrote my note here, is because you kind of need to know where you are in the financial order of operations, because if you're pulling the Clark Griswold and taking money that you don't have to put a swimming pool in the backyard, and then when you get the jelly of the month instead, you're setting yourself up for a bad situation. So that's why, if you know where you are in the financial order of operations, a swimming pool is probably a step 8, prepaid future expenses or abundance goals, as we like to say. Because that way you've already built your financial foundation underneath you, and this is a decision to optimize your personal as well as financial life. Whereas if you're going and taking a rollover, or you left a job and you have a 401k that's orphaned out there, that's not the money that should put a swimming pool in your backyard or even update your kitchen, because you're stealing from your future self, and that's just not healthy. So make sure you're triaging and know exactly where you are in the financial order of operations, so that you can make that decision, because that is completely different if you're not on stable financial ground versus somebody who says, you know what, I've been very diligent, I've been disciplined. Now I think I'd like to enjoy my life more, because here's something we've noticed. Housing prices have gotten so bad here in where we live.
That's where I was going.
No, I'll let you share it.
Took your idea.
I'm not saying, because I'll let you fill in the gaps, is that it has gotten so expensive that people have realized maybe instead of going and taking on more mortgage debt, I could just do a home renovation project and make this house brilliant. Because I know that's what you guys are looking at.
And this goes both ways in different markets. In this market right now, with where we've seen housing prices go, a lot of folks have said, hey, man, this house isn't perfect. Maybe it's too small, or we don't have outdoor living, or whatever the thing is. Maybe we just need to go find a new home. Well, you start looking around, and new homes are 40%, 50% more than what you paid for your current home. You might say, man, I could probably just add an outdoor living space for a lot less than going out and buying a new home. That's true today. We've also seen it the other way. Someone said, oh man, I want to do the swimming pool and I want to add the outdoor living and it's going to cost X amount of dollars. Well, have you looked to see what homes are for sale that already have those things, that have already been built in? Perhaps rather than doing the renovation, it makes more sense to go look at them. So you have to measure both of those to make sure you're making a wise decision based on the community in which you live and the market in which you are buying or renovating into.
Measure twice, cut once, don't skip the homework.